Okay, my Married at First Sight Australia fans, this just came out and I wanted to share with you guys because I know I like to keep you guys updated. So look like Melissa from the Australia season 10 decided to do a tell-all on a podcast with KIIS, where she's actually talking about everything from misrepresentation to the truth behind Josh and saying that there is no poor Josh and kind of reveal a whole affair situation, and she goes into detail. So I wanted to share that with you guys, but let me give my formal introduction. Welcome back to Romance Review TV. It's Lady T, and I got another update video for you guys regarding both Josh and Melissa from Married at First Sight Australia. And I know usually they're under contract, so they described it as her going rogue to tell her side of the story of what we didn't know. And hey, I'm gonna let you guys check it out and let me know your thoughts.
I've been watching Married at First Sight. A lot of people have been. It's very popular. Wow, last night, a lot of fighting between Josh and Melissa. Josh went on record last night running through his feelings on the show.
Yeah, at the commitment ceremony when they got up in front of the experts and everyone else, all the other couples, a few truths were revealed that were shocking to the other couples, and one of them being how Josh has been feeling in this relationship and some of the limitations that his wife Melissa has been putting on him, which we didn't know until last night.
No, they haven't been showing this on the...
No.
Listen to Josh having a little whinge about it all.
You're saying that I am some kind of shrew or 40-year-old virgin, which I am not in any way, shape or form. We were intimate on Friday and Saturday, just this past last couple of days. In this relationship, Melissa has attempted to restrict my access to the TV. She's attempted to restrict my access to my mobile phone. She's trying to place limitations on the times that I can read my books. She's trying to tell me when I can go out, where I can go out, who I talk to, when I talk to them. And last week you heard her talk about the fact that she's going to limit intimacy. That was never something I agreed to.
Oh, wake up, pussy.
Oh,
Can't you have your own opinion?
You can't flip-flop now that she's coming in,
No,
Kyle.
I'm saying, I'm not watching it. So I've only been seeing the clips and reading things, bits and pieces. He sounds like a... What do you mean, limiting him when he can read his books or watch TV?
Well, I don't know. This is what I want to ask because I have not heard about this before until last night.
And then Melissa wants to just talk about sex. It's what the show shows us.
Yes,
here's she.
and this, by the way, what she's about to say ended in Josh crying. He was very upset about the words that were said.
Let's have a listen to Melissa just speaking her truth.
That intimacy night, during intimacy week, it was just sex.
Yeah.
It was just a transaction.
Well, he paid for it. Did he?
It wasn't how I imagined to have an amazing sex life with someone. It was just physical, and that was quite awful.
Bring her in now, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Melissa.
Hi.
Come on in, Melissa. Come on, look at you.
You're so tiny.
God, you are small.
Thank you.
Look
You
at
are
you.
tiny, short little
Yeah.
thing.
How
Hello,
are you? Thank
sex
you for
pest.
coming in. Sex pest.
Hi, I know.
Okay,
I'm here.
Put your headphones on.
Hi.
Now, hello. Nice to meet you. What's
Lovely to meet you,
What's
yes.
going on this show? They've made you look like you're stinging for dick 24/7, and no one apart from Chris Hemsworth is going to scratch that itch. Is this true, or is there stuff we haven't seen on here? The real life you that we don't know yet.
Well,
Oh, come in on the
Get
mic.
on that
real,
mic there.
Real close.
Treat it like a penis and get right up on it. It's not going to be hard.
So first things first, I would
Yeah.
love to say thank you for having me on your show this morning. I love you
you're
too.
welcome.
You guys are amazing. So
Oh, thanks,
that's
Melissa.
first. So yeah, Sex Pest 2023.
Are you stinging for dick as much as they make out on this show?
Look, I just really went on this experiment to wanting to meet someone, hopefully my equal or a match.
Yeah.
The producers knew that I was highly...
Your sister's saying stop banging your fists on the... She's like, stop banging. She's out there watching you. She's your stage mum right now.
She loves that thud, though, don't you?
Yeah.
I think it showed that you love that pounding vibe.
So,
Is that what you're after?
look,
What's going on here? Now, did you not have a lot of sex in the last marriage and in between husbands?
No, so my first marriage ended 10 years ago. So
Right.
I've been
Oh, right.
divorced for 10 years now.
Yeah.
And we had an amazing relationship, it was great while it was working.
Yeah.
And then when it wasn't working anymore, we both decided to end it. So
Yeah.
then after the last 10 years, I've had 2 serious relationships, which have just ended because they've been a lot younger than myself.
Oh,
So that's
right.
why I decided to go on the experiment, because I wanted to meet my equal. I knew that I have a high sex drive, and I knew
What's a high sex drive?
Well, this is-
How often do you want it?
this is the thing. I like to have sex, but
Yeah.
to have sex with my husband
Yeah.
2 to 3 times a week, I didn't think I was asking for.
Well, I don't think that is too much.
I didn't think you guys were having that much sex. But when he last night said, "Oh, we just had it a few days ago, 2 nights in a row," well, that sounds like you were having it 2 to 3 times a
And
week.
you might have been a bit judgy, or no?
Okay,
Or was he
Those-
just a little wishy-washy, this bloke?
those 2 times, the last time that we were intimate,
Yep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really say that was
Sex?
hot, heavy, intimate. It was just really sloppy and messy, because we remember that week we went in and I took sex off the table. I was like, right, I want to get to know this guy.
Yeah.
He's just seeing me as this sex siren, and there's more elements to me, and I could see that they were pushing the sex on him a lot.
Right.
And I was just trying to come back from that, but I just think when they had a narrative, it was just what was happening, and we were just in this
So
tunnel.
they just kept filming
And
only the
But
sex
so
stuff.
is it
only
just
the
that
sex
the
stuff.
sex was
Right.
no good that you were, because you were still having sex? So it seemed like
When you
were
went down, did you enjoy yourself? When you had his penis in your was
That never happened.
Oh,
No.
you didn't go down on the guy?
No.
How'd that not happen?
Well,
But that's the start of everything, isn't it?
yeah,
A little bit of kissing
But
and
did
squeezing.
you not want to, or did he not want you to?
It was just. It never happened.
Like, explain
It's
to me
very-
what sloppy, messy sex is.
So what happened was the last
Jackie,
time that we were
she's
intimate
never had a
together-
wet sexual experience.
No,
by
but
the
it
sounds
sounds
of
like it's a bad sex. It sounds like
Yeah.
bad sex, right?
Yeah, it was just. It wasn't. There was no kissing. It wasn't.
No
really intimate.
kissing?
No, it was just a very transactional.
That's like having sex with a prostitute.
100%.
right. So
Yeah, it was very
That's what
awkward.
you meant. It was mechanical.
There was no passion.
Yeah, and
Right.
it was, and I knew that Josh had clicked off, like had stepped out of the relationship before then.
no.
So what the public need to know, or anyone going on reality TV, so they're only showing the clips that they want you all to see. They're
Yeah.
not showing the caring side, the times that we were actually having a really good time, besides out of the bedroom. But it just fuels for more drama. So I feel like there's this character now that's made up of myself that's
Right.
not 100% true.
It's a slither of you, and the
Yes.
99%,
Yeah.
the rest of you, we haven't seen on
You have-
television.
I agree. And I feel
Okay, I can understand that. Being in television, I know how that does work.
Did you think he was going to leave last night? Because I was surprised that John Aitken turned around and said, "Look, Josh, you can actually leave even though you chose to stay." Because technically you're supposed to stay in the experiment.
Why is John changing the rules?
Yeah, why?
Because he cried.
What's going on there?
So there's actually a little bit of truth to that. Is I actually said to John, please let him leave. So there's John.
But
did-
if you were okay for him to leave, why didn't you write leave?
Well, she wanted to stay.
I wanted to stay. No, so we actually ended up having an argument before that.
Yeah.
And then I was writing leave.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to get out of here. And then after speaking to production or my producer, I was like, oh, well, look, they've given me what I wanted, a nice guy, right? Maybe
Yeah.
I have to keep continuing this with this.
You know,
Maybe-
you must have scared this guy off, though, at some stage, because, like,
Yeah.
there's some men out there that love all that filth and all that talk, and they gets all excited. And then there's other guys that think, oh, they start getting the performance anxiety. I believe in the first week, he was in his own mind, convinced himself he could never please you, and then he crumbled inside.
Yeah, I really feel like everything that I put on my list and everything that Josh put on his list, we couldn't have been more opposite.
Right.
I think this was already a train wreck that was going to happen.
They planned it.
And it was just amount of time.
Yes.
And unfortunately, this high sex vixen kitten.
Are you one of those, or are you being misrepresented?
100% misrepresented. It is
So
not.
you didn't go down on him. Did he go down on you?
Absolutely not. There was
What the
none
hell's
of
going
that.
on? That should be the
Well,
first
there wasn't
thing.
even any kissing.
No,
so.
it was
Yeah,
really.
but
Look,
you
I
can
could-
still eat by kissing them. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Look, the 5 times that we
You had sex 5 times?
If that, if that.
Yeah.
Over
And
how
it was
long?
over the honeymoon. So the honeymoon was amazing. I wish that they would have shown more clips of our honeymoon.
Was that all nice and sweet and holding hands and
Beautiful.
romantic?
Amazing.
And then we never saw any of that.
Amazing honeymoon. And then
Right.
when we got back to the Sky Suites or moved into the Sky Suites,
Those bloody Sky
that's when
Suites.
shit hit the fan.
Because those Sky Suites look so small.
oh my!
I mean,
tiny.
how can anyone in a relationship last in those suites?
Can you do a shit in there without him smelling it? In the
Yeah, you
Sky,
can.
you shat in there and he couldn't smell it.
Well, yeah, he can.
What about him? Did he shit and you couldn't smell it, or can you smell it?
Well, I think that his shit does stink, so I'm not
So you
too
can
sure.
smell it.
Oh.
I
So
think
you're
you
sitting
can
there at the two-seater dining room table there next to the bed. You can smell his shit.
Yeah.
Now, how's that romantic?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, so gross. So gross.
There's just, but look, there's just only I feel like the public have only seen me in one light. Like if they could actually know all the amazing things that I do, even for all upcoming things with charities. And
No one cares about that.
I know.
What we want to know is, have you ever played with yourself while watching Chris Hemsworth on television?
I have to. Yes, I can.
You-
I can.
I knew- I
Chris
told you, Jackie.
Hemsworth,
Oh, you have.
I told you.
You have.
He
You were
is-
right.
Yes,
he is
I know
solid.
everything.
Yeah,
He's gorgeous though,
and
right?
his beautiful family and his wife.
You
so
haven't
that's just-
masturbated over the whole family. That's not.
no.
So that's a bit inappropriate. The wife, I get it.
Look,
What,
he's-
get the rest of the brothers
what
never
about when he
out of your
said
mind.
you were controlling how much time he could spend reading his book or be on his phone?
That's a real wife
I'm
there,
so
right?
glad I'm so glad you said that. That's absolutely not true.
But he said that.
That's right. That's
Why
right.
didn't you say anything?
Because the guy was breaking down, Kyle. I
Crying.
didn't want to add any more fuel to the fire. So this is the thing. Josh is a very different person in front of me, and then he would go to these things called voxies and break down. So all the times you would see him say these things, I felt like I was sleeping with a secret assassin. So like he would.
So you're not. He's not saying these things to you. He's just running off and
what do
bitching
you
to
mean
everyone
a
else.
secret assassin?
Well, this is it. Like he would be so kind to my face,
Yeah.
and then behind closed doors break down and cry, and I had no idea.
didn't
Wow.
know.
So I sat there.
You
remember,
must have felt sideswiped.
100% blindsided. 100%. So this is the thing, like going forward.
And then all those millennials were looking at you with their
yeah.
judgy millennial eyes.
Absolutely. Yeah, this sex kitten, poor Josh. Let me tell you, there's no poor Josh. Poor Josh has got some action now from leaving the experiment, in the experiment.
What do you
know.
mean? He's had sex with people since you?
Oh, yeah.
How do you know this?
Well, haven't you read it?
I have.
don't
Who
read
was it
everything
that
that
he
happens,
hooked up
what is
with that girl that has the, what's her name?
She's
Cystic
beautiful.
fibrosis?
Yeah, Lyndall.
Lyndall.
Is this the girl with the?
No.
Have you seen that this morning? The girl
No,
who's got
let's
the-
get let's not
different
get sidetracked.
Okay, sorry, I don't know.
Stay on track. So Lyndall and Josh, have they? Oh, because sometimes I just think this
Who's
is gossip.
Lyndall?
Lyndall is one of the brides that has cystic fibrosis.
Oh no, well, I don't know who that
And
is. I've
and
got no
and, and
idea.
I did read that they had hooked up, but is that true?
Well, it will come out. The truth will come out. So
Have you
Josh
seen
is-
video?
There's no. I don't think he does videos.
Oh,
does
so
he?
how
I
do
don't
you
know.
know? You've heard.
Well, I know that there's going to be some evidence that will come forward.
Evidence.
Yeah, that is true.
But
So-
did they hook up in the experiment?
So I'm not sure. This
Or
is
Isn't she with
after.
the
this is a-
Newtown guy with the mustachio?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, but this is the thing. There's like a lot of people in this. Like, Lyndall is supposed to be with Cam, so when this comes out, like I actually feel quite sorry for Cam. So
Have you followed up any of the other grooms? Have you thrown a leg over or,
Oh my God,
or
no.
made an advance towards any of the other gentlemen?
Which one would you make a play
Absolutely
for
not.
if you could, just based on
John the
appearance?
expert? Would you root or is he too experty for you? Imagine how judgy John would be. Be like, is that how you're going to blow? Is that? Do you think that's the right way to blow me?
It's,
You think John would be like that?
well, no.
You don't.
I can't even think.
Okay,
of
let's go back to which groom did you find the most attractive?
Dan.
Oh yeah,
Dan, which one's that?
Dan.
Yeah, Dan, and
Interesting.
we're great mates. So,
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Which
we
one's
are.
Dan?
Yeah.
Dan is married to the Indian bride.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, he's
He's
very
nice.
nice. He's a
So
real
nice.
gentleman, that
This
guy.
is and confidence. So when Dan walked in with Sandy,
Yeah.
I see this is confident man. So what I asked the experts was someone with confidence because I'm a little pocket rocket, so I was hoping to meet my match of the same.
Sure.
And we could be quite phenomenal. They couldn't have put me with someone so opposite. Like, I get it, she'll bring him out of his shell. That didn't happen.
No.
It was just a train wreck.
So can I ask,
Wait.
one of the new brides we'll meet this week, she said the biggest bully on the show was Lyndall, this girl that comes across as
Her name's
sweet.
Taylor.
I wish
She's
I knew anyone's
absolutely
name.
Okay,
amazing.
so Taylor says that the girl who kind of reminds me of Carrie Bickmore, actually. Her voice sounds so much like her.
I agree.
Yeah. So she says she's the biggest bully. Did you find that?
Look, I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes because I was there for 3 weeks. So it was
Is that
just
it?
on,
You had sex 5 times in 3 weeks.
Yeah, and to be honest, he wasn't in the experiment. Like, there was he got to go home to go visit his kids. So when I
Right.
was actually in the experiment in the Sky Suites, I was there by myself
Oh.
every
So a
second
lot of-
weekend.
So
a lot
you
of-
don't really know
So that's
them
very
that
lonely.
much.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there was. It's just,
Isn't that
it was just-
amazing? You don't know any of this stuff,
Yes.
and then you don't realise
yeah.
that you had all these things, and he was. This is probably a setup by producers, set up to fail.
We were together probably 17 days, if that, together.
Right.
So
Okay.
it
And have you
was-
spoken since?
No, we haven't. So I reached out to Josh, obviously, after seeing him break down on the couch.
Yeah.
And that's hard. Like, my heart even broke for him. And I was very compassionate and very caring, but I couldn't say anything. I just sat there. I was shocked. And I was like, oh my God, is he okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a photo of him on his phone 3 hours before I was taking a selfie of me in my black dress. And
Yeah.
he was happy. And then all of a sudden, 3 hours later, we go on.
He's a chameleon. This one. He's
just-
saving his tears for camera. Is that right?
I just don't. I don't feel like it's 100% honest. To be honest,
Right,
Yeah.
Well, that makes
And-
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
By
He's not-
watching and you filling in a few of those holes,
Is there anything else we need to know, Melissa?
Okay.
have you and your sister ever had sex with the same person?
No.
No.
Okay. She looks.
We like-
the
you
sisters
look
had-
very similar.
I saw you brought your sister. I didn't know.
She loves
What are you
sisters.
standing up for? Taking offence? The sister's carrying on out
Look,
there.
we like completely different types of men.
What
so
does she
it was
like?
Good.
She likes the crying type?
No.
No.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
you like the crying type? No.
no, I don't think she does.
What
No.
type of men do you like? What type of men do your sister like?
Like, I think with look wise, we like completely different.
So
types
you
of
like the
looks.
Thor type, and what does she like? Like a big, fat, gross thing? Like what are we dealing with? Get the sister on the
Nerdy.
mic. Get the sister on the mic there. What do you like? Is she married or is she single?
She's single as well.
So she's single as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So what sort of bloke do you like, sister?
Oh, I'll take one of the Hemsworth brothers. I'm
Oh,
fine with
look
that.
at you two girls are tripping. Look at you tripping sisters. So we didn't get to see everything about you. It's nice for you to come on here and set the record
Thank you for
straight.
coming in. Yeah, appreciate that.
Is there anything
It's a
else we
shame
need to know?
we won't
Because,
see
like,
you.
you're not a sex pest. You're just a young woman with a healthy sex life.
Yeah.
You feel you were tricked. You think you were put with someone that was set up to fail, and the guy's just a big crier. Is what you're saying.
Wow.
Bingo.
Bingo. So
That's it in a nutshell, is
right,
it?
yeah. In
Oh.
a nutshell. I get
Yep.
it. I get it. You got the sly digs there.
Melissa, thank you for joining us. Married at First Sight returns tonight
Are you going
on
to keep
Channel 9.
watching, or are you going to
Yeah.
flick over to Idol now?
Well, I think I just need a little bit of a break from
Yeah.
maths. So
Yeah.
I think I'll be
Come
flicking
over to us where the family-friendly stuff is. Mm-hmm. There's no one eating. Just saying. In case
She
you're
won't be
wondering.
watching then.
Oh, really?
She's on Pornhub tonight.
Melissa, have you had sex with anyone since the show?
No.
Have you been on a date?
No.
Has anyone reached out?
Yes.
Right. Are you getting what Jackie gets, like guys jerking himself off on the DMs and weird stuff like
Pretty
that?
much. But this is the thing. I want people to know that's actually not my intent, and that's not the avenue. I genuinely went on this experiment to meet my match.
Sure,
Yeah.
And
I
it's
believe
just been
that.
completely blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
So, watch this space. I'm going to do phenomenal things moving forward. So let's just
Like what?
we just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
Carl. You have
yeah.
to get me back on. You have
Okay,
to
well,
get
when
me
you
back
do
on.
something phenomenal, you're welcome to come back on,
you.
share with everybody. Because I know a lot of people have been on these shows and a lot of people have been misrepresented. And you said all those things, but there's slithers of 1% of you was shown.
Absolutely.
99% was not.
Yeah.
So if you see her on a Tinder or a Bumble or any of these things,
Yeah.
she's not the sex pest she's made out to be.
But definitely up for it.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, she's DTF, but she's not
Yeah.
like a mental case.
It's not all she's about, right?
No, that's right. What else are you into? Knitting and stuff?
No.
What? What do you like?
Actually, I'm just becoming a sommelier at the moment, so I'm actually changing from hairdressing to go into
Oh.
sommelier. So,
Oh, do you smell women's hair though, or have you always smelt things? Because that's quite a skill.
yeah, it's quite a skill. Well, I just love wine, and now being in my 40s, going to my 50s, I thought, what does that look like? So, I'm actually
How
not.
can
at
I
the,
make money out of drinking wine? You
Yes,
thought.
well, there we go. And then, I'm not at the hair salon that much anymore. Actually,
good.
if not any. So,
Yeah.
now it's just moving on to a new.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
And I think regardless of what you do in the future, you've set the record straight.
I am not a sex pest. 2023 is not Mel Shepherd.
I don't know. I believe it. What do you think, Brooklyn? From a gay man's
Mel,
view, what do you feel?
Had you ever watched MAFs before? This is what they do, right?
Yes.
Some people really get painted with the bad brush.
Exactly. You
I'm
know
sure you're
going
a
into
lovely
it
person.
that you are, it's possible you're going to be edited to be that.
Look, all I can say is thank God I have thick skin, because I think watching this and watching it back, it could really break people.
Yeah.
So
I think it has broken people before.
I agree. So it's actually really concerning on that level. So anyone, that to see Josh break down, it was time for him to go. It was a good exit and the way it went out.
Alrighty, thanks, Melissa.
And he's left with his head sort of hanging low.
Okay, yeah.
Now, before I kind of go and close this thing out, there's always 3 sides to a story. His side, her side, and the truth. And I could probably bet that Josh has a different story to tell as well. I mean, she said everything from him being nice in front of her face to him going off behind closed doors by himself and is breaking down this whole thing with him and Lyndall, which is Cameron's wife from the show. And there was something out there about a potential wife swap. So maybe that's what Melissa is referring to. And then, of course, her saying that, she's been misrepresented and how, they have her looking like this sex-starved sex kitten. And she's saying that it's not even like that. And, I've always said different things about reality TV. But I would also like to hear Josh's side of the story, too, off or away from, of course, what we saw on the show. So, I like to look at all sides. We keep it objective over here on this channel. But I also like to keep you guys updated. And I want to know your thoughts down in the comment section after hearing everything. And, of course, when you're dealing with Fitz and Whippy on KIIS in Australia, they talk very candidly. So I know there was probably some things that were uncensored that kind of caught. I tried to catch some things and, blur it out. But obviously I couldn't catch everything. So I'm just going to apologize for that on my end. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section and what you think. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Bye.